Good morning and welcome to this conversation, this interactive session on News Post TV. I'm Christian, and let's have the reports on the Guardian, the newspaper headline, Saturday Punch, and also the Guardian. We are looking at the subsidy. We are looking at the ministers. We're also looking at what is happening in Niger Republic. Ecowas is getting set for a go-ahead as an invasion is expected in no distant time. I have Mr. Matthew. Mr. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Okay, let's start with the subsidy. Imo, Abia, Enugu, Anambra, Benue, Delta, lead states without clear palliative plan. Is this palliative bound to fail?
We are likely going to see another COVID-19 palliative scenario where the subsidy or the palliative meant for COVID-19 was diverted, and after then we started seeing people looting warehouses. Don't get it twisted anyway. I'm not encouraging people to start looting warehouses.
I'm even concerned about that.
Because what the point I'm trying to make is, when we started seeing looting of warehouses, what was coming out was COVID-19 palliative materials, food items meant to cushion the effect of COVID-19 hardship. Now, they say we are giving 5 billion to each state. I understand Kwara State government has clarified it that 4 billion is coming in form of cash. Then another 1 billion is coming in form of grain from National Strategic Reserve through CBN. I think it's maize. But however I look at it, I think that money is grossly inadequate. Because you have about 36 states from SCT.
Because you are saying 37 states, it seems you are prejudicing the court because we don't know whether
FCT I was not speaking in the light of case in court.
Okay.
But the point I'm trying to make is, if you add up 5 billion in the 36 states and FCT, you are going to get 185 billion. And if you divide that by about 250 million people, you are going to get 750 naira per person, which is grossly inadequate.
It's for the poor, the poorest of the poor.
It doesn't matter. What can 750 naira do in the life of?
No, if you are saying 250 million,
no.
Look at the ratio.
The ratio is what I'm telling you. The amount that we get to someone, if you are to give them direct cash, is just about 750 naira. It's grossly inadequate. In the same country, you are giving 70 billion to senators and House of Rep members to share. Whether you call it to enhance the welfare of the new members, whatever name you give it, I think federal government in collaboration with states are joking with Nigeria.
I might want to disagree with you. Do Nigeria has the funds to give the adequate amount of money you think they should give in Nigeria?
Nobody is saying they should even give direct cash. Do the right thing, and this issue of hardship will disappear. What we are saying is that the Naira unification at the official window is wrong. You don't unify Naira at the official window when you are not producing. Return it back to the situation before. We used to have higher in window. People that were importing through that window were using exchange rate of 471 naira to $1 before Buhari left office. If you are the import flour for production, you get dollar rate for 471 naira to $1. If you are importing for production in pharmaceutical, the same thing.
There are subsidies on it.
It's not subsidy per se. It is government peg it. Are you not aware that even Falana have taken federal government CBN to court, saying that it is illegal to float naira at the official window, and he cited a relevant section of CBN Act that compels federal government to peg and regulate naira at that window. So for me, the only time you may float naira at the official window is when you are productive enough to export to foreign exchange.
And Nigeria is not productive enough.
We are not productive at all. We are not. What are we producing? We are a mono economy. About 80% of our foreign earnings come from oil and gas. So how can you now go and?
We have other mineral resources that we earn.
We have multiple natural resources, but we are not tapping into it. It is surprising to know that even the solid mineral like gold, individuals are mining it at the, and taking it, going away with it without bringing the revenue to national coffers. So for me, I think government is getting it wrong, and there's every need. Are you not aware that even marketers are calling on federal government to increase pump price?
Yeah.
And are claiming that if they refuse to increase pump price, that it means that still regulated.
All $3 billion have borrowed by NNPCL.
I think Military should throw more light into it, because you are borrowing 3 billion naira, sorry, dollar, to crash dollar in Nigeria economy, and since according to them, dollar crashed to $850 to a naira. No, yes, 850 naira to a dollar since they did the announcement. We have not seen any other effects. It does show that there's something wrong somewhere.
Okay, let's move on to ECOWAS. This morning, ECOWAS have been ready to invade Niger, says defense chiefs. What of the dialogue? What about the dialogue?
I think they should still continue with dialogue, and the Niger themselves, I mean those military juntas, should understand that in issues like this, you don't maintain stiff position. You must give peace a chance. You must give room to dialogue. And in negotiation like this, you don't have all you demand. You must shift ground. I think the ground they must shift in this circumstance is they must understand that one, ECOWAS and the world will not allow them to perpetually stay in power. And I think one thing is clear. That thing that is clear is that the Niger citizens themselves are not comfortable with the ousted President Bazoum. It means he is not a good president. Because we saw the spontaneous reaction in terms of protest that came with the military juntas taking over government. Yeah. So to that extent, I think the position of the military junta should be, yes, we seize power because democracy was not working. But we are not handing over to Bazoum. We are organizing another transition to civil rule. Give us SY period of time. I think that's the best way to go.
I hope they don't invade Niger Republic.
I hope they don't invade as well.
We don't pray for
because that. Because for me, one thing is clear: if that invasion happens, we are going to see monumental waste of life and property
on both sides.
But the casualty is going to be on more Niger. But however I look at it, life is sacrosanct. Life you cannot create as human is not good to waste it, especially when it's avoidable. If it's a natural disaster, we understand that it happens suddenly. But this is something that is being planned by human. And the weapon that's manufactured by human is going to be used, operated by human, wasting human life.
Let's talk about the ministers. Ministers on Monday will be their inauguration. Is it get go? Is it a get go for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
I think he's not hitting the ground running. Like
that is according to you.
You are saying according to me, but I think he's not hitting the ground running because he almost wasted his allowed the whole period allowed by law to elapse before doing the needful. And again, we are seeing that the Ministry of Nigerian Affairs have not gotten any minister, and I hope let it be in the realm of joke. I don't want to see that it becomes a reality that Minister of Niger Delta is part of the ministries he's planning to scrap.
Minister of Petroleum.
He's taking it that for himself. I don't know why. Because if you even go into the nitty-gritty of running a ministry, in a ministry, you have permanent secretary, you have civil servants who are resume work on daily basis. The question is, if he's going to run and occupy the office of the substantive office of the Minister of Petroleum Resources, who is the permanent ministry secretary in that ministry, who are the workers in that ministry, where do they resume work and all that.
Okay, that's the question.
Now, another issue is the issue of Ministry of Nigerian Affairs. I know Palliative have raised issue, they have warned the president against the consequence. I think Mr. President should realize that Niger Delta deserve that ministry. Because under Muhammadu Buhari, Northeast got Northeast Development Commission because they were ravaged by Boko Haram insurgency federal government said they needed to rebuild it. There was a war in Nigeria where Southeast was destroyed. I don't think there's any commission inaugurated by federal government to rebuild Northeast. I'm not saying they should scrap Northeast Development Commission, but federal government should realize that if they scrap Ministry of Nigerian Affairs, it's like an affront, an insult to Nigeria Delta people.
Okay, thank you very much. I wanted to ask a follow-up question. I will ask Mr. Matthew, because your governors have been giving monies, allocation, 30% derivation. Yes.
And
Good morning, Mr. David.
The MD of MD Media Affairs is a good man. He's a good man.
He is complaining about Niger Delta, NDDC, that it may be scrapped by the president.
Minister of Niger Delta Affairs.
Minister of Niger Delta Affairs may be scrapped by the president.
Why will it be
There's no minister yet for that portfolio.
For the fact, Tinubu still has list of second of ministers now.
When he scrap it, what is your reaction?
Why will he scrap it? I don't know. Fine. Though there is in that same ministry, we have a lot of corruption there. But to some extent, this guy are also doing the needful. Now go to Eket and see roads that have been constructed. Okay, go to any state that is under this NNDC. You have some internal roads that has been done. Fine, there's corruption, but what I feel that government need to checkmate that corruption aspect. Stopping it is like see, you have derived the people where the people of their fundamental human rights, because that is where the oil comes from. So are you saying where the oil comes from? Won't they take part of the won't they have their own fair share of the
a lot is being assigned to Niger Delta. We have a 13% derivative. The governors have been giving this money.
Yes.
The last time we heard that the governor of Delta State was giving above 100 billion naira, and there's no accountability for that.
Now, how do you best explain the air pollution there? Who takes care of that?
The governors are giving these monies and they are not using it equitably, efficiently. They're not using the monies that are being given.
If you say the governors are not using it equitably, that one is very understood. But see, what about the water? See, now before you castigate someone, you look at the prophecy and the greater. I don't make mention of myself for Eket. Go to Eket and see internal roads constructed by the NNDC. I say because you have because you have a so that you know how to cut off your head. Doesn't work that way. Okay. One thing is that you should checkmate the governors. What do you use the money to do? You are the president. Call them to order.
Can the president call the governor?
Sure, he can.
I need to learn this money.
Now, a man, what are these 5 billion given to share Palliative now? When the money is not used as it's used, can't you call the government into order? Forget the fact that the governor has immunity. You can blow the goose out. Tell him that this money was given to this governor. Let the state, let president introduce the state. Ask him. Let the public be very much aware of the citizens. So I think if the president today wants to call the governor into that, he can. He should sit up. That is why the commander of the chief of armed forces. They will sit up.
Okay, let's move on. We look at the palliative. In Kwara State, there was a word that they gave less than a quarter bag of rice to share. I think in that word, there should be more than 100.
I told you, this issue of palliative sharing, to me, I don't like it. It brings mockeries. Sorry, it brings shame into our society. I preferred a way, a solution. It is simple. Why would you give state governors 4 trucks of rice? And before trailer or 4 trucks of rice? To do what? Now, who do you think will get the lion's share of all these things? Is the party chairman, top government functionaries, top government functionaries and their families. Everybody went to cast their vote during last election. Every Nigeria has NIM. Why don't you put that with NEMA, National Emergency Message? Let everybody go to their polling units. Let INEC accredit you, and let the National
emergency identity.
NEMA.
Yeah, no, your name.
Okay.
Yeah, agency. Let them also authenticate you, and then let them and give you this palliative. At least during the election, INEC took ballot box to all the mix and clinics of the federation. Same thing can still be replicated. Government can still replicate same thing. Not like putting up things, all this show of shame on TV. You see one afar giving out one delica of rice. It's an insult. It's an insult. These are modalities that government need to think. Actually, should be smart enough to do all these things. They are giving governors money, giving governors 5 billion naira. To do what? Okay, he expects me to get me someone where's my share of the 5 million federal government?
So far, they say that some states don't have a modality to share these palliatives.
Some states have.
You don't have a plan, a well sought out plan to share these palliatives.
What do you expect when you hand over when you hand over money to thieves, criminal? You saw the lockdown time. That was the lockdown era was just a replica of this, where states were ordering, state governors were ordering palliative. Did you see it?
That were donated to them, not that it came from them.
Now is this money not donated to them? Same thing will see happen because these guys are heartless. These guys are not remorseful. These guys only think of themselves. Was the president not in this country during the era of lockdown? Is he blind? Is he not seeing road? He saw what transpired. He still went and still give them money again. Give them now. So a governor, this issue of palliative to me is just compensation for the governors to just enrich themselves.
And I think these monies are going to get to party chairman, ward executive, escorts.
Now money for party. Forget. They will tell you if by venture in Lagos, they tell you if you are not APC, you won't get the money. If
Per adventure, let's use that word. Per adventure.
So
per adventure, that's the word. Because the governor might share not to other people, not until it's APC.
Story. You go to the local government and ask for palliative. Whether they will give it to you.
Okay, let's move on. Ecowas army ready to invade Niger, says defense chiefs.
Tinubu no one get sense. Sorry,
president.
That word. Why would he invade Niger? The people of Niger, they are even happy. Where was Ecowas when there was hunger in the land? When people in that country could barely feed? When there were no good hospitals? When life was just unbearable for the citizens there? Where was Ecowas? Where was the army chief then? You didn't see the action when the former president of Nigeria was being outside of public. The citizens of the state were very much happy. It shows that hardship was too much. That hardship was just too much for them. They want to give them condition. That's what let Ecowas. So nobody wants to do it with force. You saw when he said his delegation to meet him, the man did not even welcome them. But when the Sultan of Sokoto and then the former Emir of Sanusi went, he welcomed them. And then in which he also elected his clan. He said, see, assuming office, he has built about he said he has rehabilitated 1 or 2 public hospitals. And the former president was there carrying private jets everywhere, siphoning public money. Bazu. The man has said that government, he said, see, he has said, let them give them 6 months for them to prepare for the next election. 6 months. So that, but see, that the immediate president would not be on the ballot box again. So let's ECOWAS agree to that, not invading someone's land. Tinubu is the only one championing this war. Even some ECOWAS are never support.
Ivory Coast president was with Tinubu the other day. Sorry, was with Tinubu the other day in his office. He said that this war is not just for Tinubu as people are saying. It is ECOWAS.
Did you hear what the president of Ghana said? Did you listen to did you listen what did you listen to the president of Ghana and I think Burkina Faso too. They are part of Ecowas. You listen to them. They're not in support of this. Tinubu is just the chairman of the Ecowas champion. It should work him if they not take him, he will send Nigeria today. Before they come back, they never try here too.
No.
They do no. If tomorrow they patrol Tinubu, won't you be happy? You.
I won't be happy.
Why?
Because it's going to cause chaos.
Come on there with chaos. The one we see now no pass chaos. No person go come see picture. No pass chaos. Person go wake up. You don't know where the next meal will come from. Which chaos passes one again? Apart they go finish. They say senators. I send prayer to your meat boss. And people are dying on the street. This palliative. Who are the target audience? Is it not the common man on the street? Will the money get to the common man?
That's the question. That's the question.
Well, no, I'm asking. Will the common? So which chaos pass that one again? It's about the fraud to buy too.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. David, for your contribution this morning.
Is there any question again?
No. If there's anyone to talk about, but that's what I want to ask you. Thank you very much. God bless you.